Well, welcome to Social Work Interviewing Techniques. This is a class that is open to more than just social work majors, so I welcome all of you to your online class this semester. I am your professor, Dr. Williamson-Ashe, and I am in Brown Memorial Hall, room 335, office number 15, if you were on campus and you needed to see me. My office hours are posted on your syllabus. So let me give you a small introduction to the class to kind of help you along the way. I will not make recordings all the time, but certainly if I see a need, I will make some additional recordings. The best way to get in contact with me is via email, and my address is there. So your course is set up so that you may not see each assignment that is actually there in the assignment due date box in Blackboard. However, if you go to your syllabus tab in Blackboard, you will see that there is an academic calendar for you. That calendar gives you your assignment dates and the due dates so that you'll know what's actually due when it's due, even before it shows up in Blackboard. So why do I do that? To kind of help you stay on track and not get too bogged down with additional assignments. Okay, so I'm going to explain a couple of things to you. Students tend to gravitate towards only just doing the assignments and not reading the material. This is an interviewing techniques, so the techniques you need to know so that you can integrate into your assignments. Okay, so if you miss pieces of your assignment, that counts tremendously against the success of your grade. You're going to want to stay away from referring to things as I and me and my in your writings, because this is still an academic class. Yes, it's an elective, but don't let that make you think that it is not worthy of all of your excellence, because it is. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is go over a couple of things with you. Schedule this class as if you were actually physically having to go to a location in a building, in a room. When you don't do that, you tend to forget the things that are due. You forget it kind of, weeks go by quickly, and that tends to leave you vulnerable to having forgotten an assignment. There are no makeup assignments. There's no extra credit. I do not open things back up for people. If you're having difficulty with your devices, and I do suggest only doing your assignments on a computer or a laptop, if you're having difficulty, then you need to contact Blackboard. That information is in the Blackboard system or the help desk, and they can help direct you to Blackboard, because I do not have the technical expertise, which also means do not wait to the last minute to complete your assignments. Uh, just like that did not help you in class, physical face-to-face class, that won't help you here either. You still need to have the same kind of mentality, okay? So one of those things that I'm going to go over with you, because people get a little confused, is first of all, the spiel. The spiel is similar to an elevator speech. You have 30 seconds to sell your skill level to someone that you meet in the elevator. So it's kind of like a networking technique. That's one of the high points of this class. You need to make sure you develop one that can market yourself well. You will need to use this for the remainder of your life. It is a great tool to have. So do not sleep on the spiel. The annotated bibliography. If you do not know what an annotated bibliography is, then you need to look that up. I've often had people submit things that are uh, very foreign to me because they didn't understand what an annotated bibliography was. Please look it up if you're not aware. This annotated bibliography is connected to another assignment, your interview guide, which is due much later in the semester. So what you're doing is you're actually collecting data and research that you can apply to your interview guide. It gives you a heads up, okay? Um, Career assessment. So there is a system in our career services department, the CUTR system, and you're going to register so that you can complete some of the tasks in that system. You're then also going to submit your resume to me online. I'm expecting you to attend the career expo that they have here on campus if you're local. If you're not, that's not a problem. I'm expecting you to select someone to interview with the same questions that someone on campus would use when they are interviewing an interviewer. Okay? And making sure that you read responsibly your analysis of the YouTube video and photo PowerPoint narration. This is just like it sounds. You're analyzing a YouTube video, looking for the techniques that are in your textbook, and you're then using photos in a presentation format that are in the same PowerPoint presentation, and you're going to then narrate those things via voice. Okay, so I'm looking for your ability to be able to present that information articulately. Just a heads up, if you're making mistakes in the presentation, you're not ready to record yet. Okay, so recording errorlessly will help your grade. So that means you have to write down information, you have to sound articulate, just as your papers and your responses are articulate and academic. Okay? Now, one area that's oftentimes difficult for students is the actual interview guide. So please read it several times before you email me and tell me you don't understand. Okay? The interview guide is actually research that you're going to place in a script. So you're going to use research for subject areas that are appropriate. It could be poverty. It could be education in the classroom for K through 12. It could be anything. Okay? So these subject areas that you're going to research, which means you have to use scholarly journals and textbooks, not Google and not Wikipedia. That is not permitted. You're going to have to use APA style formatting for anything that you submit to me, where you have to note the references. They must be in the formatted areas. Okay? So if you don't know that, then also know that on Blackboard I have a tab where you can actually look up what an APA format looks like and have questions. It's not something that people will remember all the time, but there are certain techniques that you need to use so that it is scholastically appropriate. Okay? So your interview guide is essentially research in a script. It's as if you were interviewing someone or someone was interviewing you, related to whatever that subject matter is. And in the script, you're going to give me the actual research information. For instance, if you were doing something that was related to poverty and you were looking at the city of Norfolk, and you might be in an actual televised conference, and you could deliver that information that way. You could say that the city of Norfolk has experienced high levels of poverty, and we want to address those areas. 25% of the population of color are in poverty in the city of Norfolk, and that's higher than any other region. Now, I really don't know that actual number, but I'm giving you an idea. So it can be an interview for a job, it can be an interview for informational purposes, and you can be one or the other. So the information needs to be in a format where it says interviewer and interviewee. Okay? Beneath that, you're going to tell me what type of technique that you're using. Okay, so your technique is important. You learn those techniques throughout the semester. That's why it's at the very end of the semester that this assignment is due. And you'll not only do that, but you're also going to use a specific type of interviewing style, such as a counseling interviewing style, which I think is actually the one that's assigned to your YouTube video analysis. But only certain chapters apply to that particular assignment, as well as your YouTube. So make sure that you read over. It's a great idea to print out your syllabus and your assignment guide. I've put your assignment guide, that academic calendar assignment guide, separately so that you won't have to print out the entire syllabus in order to be able to see what assignments are due. Okay? Should you have any concerns or questions, remember that email is the best way to contact me. And please note that in an online class, because you have the opportunity to engage in the class at your leisure, don't let your attention to the class be too leisurely. And also know that time absent and away from class for court or family matters and things of that nature, I may not be aware of. Having the Dean of Students contact me for a delayed assignment date may not be feasible, particularly in an online class, because you have multiple opportunities to conduct that assignment appropriately. Now, the very thing that I need to make very the thing I need to make very clear to you, I'm getting all tongue tied, is that seniors will be permitted to complete assignments early. Yay! Graduation is on the way and nothing should delay that. Okay? So please make sure, if you are a graduating senior, you send me an email as soon as possible letting me know that you have submitted your graduation application and you will be walking across that stage in May. And doing that will help me to push you along in the month of April. I will permit you to turn in your assignments, your last two assignments, early so that I can submit your grades appropriately, because I'd like to attend graduation and see you walk across that stage. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a great semester and welcome to Social Work 327, Interviewing Techniques. Bye-bye.